Hello, everyone. It's time for coffee, tea, and conversations with the BizChicks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the BizChicks. We'd love for you to join our conversation today. We're going to be talking about something that I think we all need to be reflecting on. So come on, sit back and have a great time. Fran, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Welcome everybody watching live, those watching on the replay. Today we are having a conversation, and you might want to grab a coffee for this one. Um, Talking about practice,
Mm-hmm.
and practice makes perfect. Practice actually makes progress. But talking about practice, and talking about what we future focus. You know
Mm.
what I mean? The title actually is The Future Focus, Practicing Your Best Life. And 20 years from now, I was thinking about that. What do I want my life to be like 20 years from now?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Is it the life, is what I'm experiencing now what I want, is that what I want 20 years from now? And I was thinking, or is there something I would like to see differently? Is this what I'm experiencing right now? Is this the life I wanted to live? Is this? And I'm not talking about um, you know pie in the sky or whatever. I'm just talking about the quality of life, the type of life. Is this what I want? That means physically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the type of life I want? Do I want to be in better health? Do I wish I had? Um, what life would I love living? Basically, and if I want to live that life, 20 years from now, you can decide what your life is going to be. We get to choose. We get to decide. We have the power to create that life. And it
We can.
starts with the decisions that we make today.
Mm-hmm.
What decisions am I making for my future?
Okay.
Now, we talk about retirement, financial future, and that type of stuff, because people tell you to start planning your financial future when you were in your 20s or whatever, and you plan and put money aside and do that. That is a future focus
Mm-hmm.
practice, right? Okay,
Yes.
and that should be done for your financial management. But what about your health? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of get in a whatever. Are we practicing for our future health? Are you planning on mobility?
Well, yes. And what are you doing to enhance that? What's your diet look like? What choices are we making every day that can lead to a better day in the future?
Right.
And so the things, and I think what we need to understand is the little things. So things that cause inflammation. So now, so that you can maintain your dexterity and maintain the ability to move your joints. And um, a lot of that is the result of the choices that we make when we pick up the menu every day, or when we make up our shopping list, be it physical or digital or just in our mind. The choices that we make in our mind every day.
So we're
Make
making in these choices. You're talking about, and we're not talking about any age range. We're talking
Mhm.
about everybody. because just because you're 20 and you're doing all of these different things and you're running and running and running and you just eating everything, drinking Red
Mhm.
Bull, eating this and do, that's catching up with you at some point. And you're setting the stage for 20 years. Now you're 40 and you walking around creaking and stuff. Okay, that's not good.
Mhm.
So what are we doing today that's affecting your tomorrow?
Okay.
And I said 20 years down the road, I'm like, okay, do I want to be creaking around or, uh, and it doesn't mean that you got to go what P90X. It just
Mhm.
means you need to walk, you need to move, you need to practice better uh, eating
And
habits.
yes. And we have Miss Greyhouse in the studio.
Yes, we'll bring it in just a
We'll
bit.
bring you in shortly.
Okay, so peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing.
Mm.
there's there's this whole thing. Your mind can be at peace and at rest, or you can be and just stuff is, and you're just mad all the time. And okay, I don't want to live a life. Okay, you know how they say the grumpy old man, get off my lawn.
You know something my mother used to say all the time, there is no substitute for peace of mind. You know, you can't buy it, you can't earn it. You just need to be grateful for it. There's no substitute for peace of mind.
And you have to do something about that to cultivate peace in your life.
Mhm.
What are you going to do to cultivate peace in your life?
What are you going to decide that will bring peace? What decisions are bringing peace? What
Right.
decision to let some things go?
Right, because you or decisions that you know, I, am I a people pleaser? Why am I doing? There was a situation um, over the weekend where a person, they had a prime spot that they wanted for whatever they were doing. Somebody said, "Well, you can you switch spots with me?" And they just like, "Oh, okay, sure."
Mm-mm.
But it wasn't to their advantage,
Advantage.
but it was such ingrained in them that they just
Didn't
capitulated to somebody else's, never even thought
request.
about, yes,
Mm-hmm.
to
Wow.
become, to be nice to for this. I was like,
What happened?
so why did you do that?
Oh my gosh.
And so they did that. They recognize now that it wasn't in their best
It
interest,
wasn't a
and
good
that
move.
and the person wasn't trying to be mean or anything, because all that they had uh, the keys. You say yes or you say no. You and they just, but they didn't even think about it. So financial management, we
Mhm.
talked about that. We know that you need to set up for the future.
Well,
Mind management, meaning changing your mind and looking at things differently. You know, what are your perspectives that are keeping you, your perspective right now? I was saying this before, everybody is believing
mhm.
something. I'm a
Yes.
believer. Okay, what are you believing?
Mhm.
Everybody's believing something. So
True.
it, because a lie, you can believe a lie and it will affect your life as though it were true. So, or if you're believing a lie,
Mm.
you still believe in, but you're believing something that's not true, and but your life is going to be affected by it now and in the future. So what are you believing? What okay, I'm
Well,
believing.
if we're talking about financial management for the future and we're speculating over a 20-year period, then we have some time to get more knowledge. Are we getting more knowledge? Because things change all the time. Um, I'm not experiencing my mother's retirement. She didn't experience her mother's retirement, and my children won't experience my type of retirement. So,
Right.
so we need to prepare differently for different situations. Therefore, we need to keep our information current.
Fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Reading reading the temperature in the room, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring Rika in,
Okay.
and because I want her to weigh in on this conversation too, because I'm writing a blog post on that. You go ahead and bring her in.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello, Miss Lady. How you doing? You are muted.
How about now? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you sounded good. So,
Nice.
we're talking about future focus and practicing for your best life.
Mm-hmm.
I think practicing for your best life. And you were a dancer, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I am a
So,
dancer.
okay, you are a dancer. But when you went, it was showtime. I remember you talking about how you practice is how you gonna show up on
Mm-hmm.
stage.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So if we are practicing, well, maybe I don't do the full. I think you were talking about, you can just dive in here, but you had to practice full out on stage. In practice, you had to go full out in practice in order for full out to show up at showtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I, I I love that. I love this conversation. First of all, like future focus and practice, because those are some things that I've been implementing and just kind of like weaving into my awareness and everyday flow and routines, especially around practice as like play and practice as a lifestyle. And because sometimes people, when you hear word practice, especially if you're a recovering perfectionist, you're like, ooh, I don't want to practice, I want to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
However, the practice is the how you practice, like you're saying, how you practice is how you show up in everyday circumstances. And so if you're practicing with intention, so you can practice, they're saying like, you know, this many hours equals mastery, but it takes that many hours of intentional practice, meaning that you are being aware and being mindful of how you're showing up. And so that way when things come into reality or something happens in your life, you've been that muscle has been developed, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so when you're either in sports or even in working out, and and like say I was telling my daughter Avari, we're trying to work on our arm strength, and say, she's like, I don't really need arm strength. I'm like, what? You come to a circumstance where you need to hang off a cliff or pull yourself up or save yourself, you're gonna have to have
Mm-hmm.
the arm strength to either hold yourself up till somebody's help comes, or it's just helpful to build those muscles now before you need them. And so that goes with so many different um, elements, like even in my professional practice of storytelling and building a body of work that attracts your people. Some people want to wait until they need the audience before they build it. But I am a full believer of investing in yourself by investing in your people early, as a practice, like little by little, drip by drip, the cup gets full. And so practice can be is such a wide topic and such an important one,
Mm-hmm.
especially when combined with future focus, because what you do now definitely affects your future. So the best time to start was yesterday, but the next best time is now.
Right. And that's the reason for this conversation. So we're not waiting till the last minute. It's going to be our turn to be on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to be ready to take the stage. Be ready. I wrote something else called Brace for Impact,
Uh-huh.
and that's not a bad thing. Bracing for impact just means get prepared. We have words coming at us, we've got things coming at us. We don't have to have a down day.
Mm-hmm.
Not if you're braced for impact. Something's coming. Every day there's an opportunity for something to come. So get prepared. So focusing or doing a future focus is practicing for the future, practicing for your best life. So I don't need to wonder what my life is going to look like. I decide what that my life is going to look like. I will be doing this, 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 and this. I decide that, not just letting the world unfold and whatever happens to be, um, whatever the talk of the day is, or the fear of the day, whatever is happening, I don't have to buy into that. I decide to have a good day today. I decide that, and here's one of the reasons why I was thinking that. I was like, I need to be. This is not where I want to be physically with my health, right? So
Okay.
there's tools. Something popped up on my phone, on my iPhone, and so we have the Apple has an Apple Fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said you can put together your own plan.
Yes.
Because when you go to the gym, the personal trainer gives you, okay, you're going to do so many of these and so many of these, and they give you a plan, right? And back in the day, you had a piece of paper and you're looking at your paper and to see what you're doing for that week. Well, the plan is on the phone. It tells you what exercises would you like to do? Is it HIIT? Is it bike? Is it core or whatever? You pick them out, and then they help you put together a plan for 4 weeks. I was like, okay, so it's not just aimless. You need to work out, but many people don't work out because they don't have a plan of action. And instead of like, okay, I know walking is a staple that you have to do. Everybody should walk every day. Okay, done. Walk. Whatever amount of time you need to walk. So that's not the thing. But if I want to build strength, do my strength training, well, how many days a week do I do it? The little thing was on here. I was like, okay, I have no excuse.
Well, we've got a couple of comments over here from
Mark
Mark.
is
Good
in the
morning,
house. Okay,
Mark.
Mark.
Says,
Mark says
yeah,
the most common lie that we tell ourselves is, I don't have time. Stop it. You're investing for a return. Effective choices change your relationship to time.
I like that. Effective choices change your relationship to time. In other words, you can accelerate something, or you can postpone some things that will result in other effects. But if you use your time effectively, you're going to see a better relationship over time.
Right. And talking, Mark says, regarding beliefs, I always hate when people say I have faith. We all have faith already, either in our ultimate success or failure. Faith is something that needs to be directed, not gained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need to, where are you putting it? So where are you putting your faith where it comes to your focus? I mean, for your practice, for your best life? Are you just, some people talk about living by default or by design. I know I need to live by design, not just, well, whatever comes, I'm just going to know. I need to design how my future life is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Will I be walking around? Will I be, what do you see? You know, I don't see knee replacements. I don't see, I see mobility because I'm going to work out. I see financial freedom and management because I'm learning to manage now and to invest wisely now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I see better relationships now because I'm learning the tools to the things that needs to happen now. I'm not going to wait till we get to 2043 to find out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do this now. Anybody? So, Rika, what are some of your best practices for a good future life?
I mean, life is a big a big space to fill, and so there's
Mm,
different aspects to that pie, different slices.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mean, there's fitness and what you're talking about, like health wise. I think I always, for me, in the health category, I think of, since I was younger, I always thought of myself, my future self, as the dancing grandma. And so I have, meaning like my future self, that's what I'm headed towards. So I think about who I am now, and then who as a child, before the world told me who to be, who I was then. Like
mm-hmm,
innately, I like being outside. I like playing. I'm a tomboy. I like sports. And then also where I'm headed, like my future 80-year-old self, the dancing grandma. I have a whole bunch of posts and inspirations from people who I admire, that are still dancing and set in their late 70s, early 80s, and people who are bodybuilding in their 80s. And so I look to them to remind me, like, oh, I better get started now if I'm going to be looking like that
mm,
when I get younger. So I have a whole um, library of inspiration that I look at. I look to constantly. I follow a couple people. I'm trying to remember. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. What's her name? She's a singer, but she has straight moves, and I can't even. She's like in her 80. She's like probably 82 or something, and she looks like she's, I don't know. She getting on me on her freestyle, and so I love her mobility, her fluency, and so how fluid she is, her flow, and so I always have a vision to look to my future. Same thing with work. I'm really into building a body of work right now, so
mm-hmm,
like I wish I would have did this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but then thinking about now, the people who I look to have consistently showed up, and used their voice and sharing their heart and sharing their wisdom with the world, even before anyone was listening. And now that people are listening, it's great to go back 10 years and see that consistency. And so I'm starting and investing in that now for myself, and encouraging others to do that, with their career, what the things on their heart. It don't have to be career, whatever their purpose. They're here with them. I think everybody's here with carrying the message, and to share that is a gift. And to start now, don't wait until you have a platform, but do it even in the hidden days before light comes to you, right before the spotlight hits you. I think it's important. Um, Also in relationships, I love investing in people who are regenerative, and so I give, but then I'm also receiving all in one swoop. As I breathe out, and breathe in, we are fulfilling each other, and I try to hang with people who fill me up and not drain me. So that there's so many. Life is a big a big circle to think about, future focus and practice and investing. But those are some of the top of mind things that I think about in
mm.
regards to the conversation.
That's cool. And Mark said he believes you're talking about
Tony
Tony
Basil,
Barron.
yeah. Mark, you own it. I have to shoot you guys a video, Francine, of
Okay.
Tony, Miss Basil killing it softly with her moves. And I think she was, at that time she was like 78. But
Mm.
I was in awe at that moment. Like, she is definitely going into my inspiration wall of fame for dancing grandmas.
You can pull that up while we're talking if you like, and
Okay, I'll
we
grab it.
can share it. So Mark also says, in addition to physical exercise, the two most important life-changing disciplines, in his opinion, are a daily meditation practice and the gratitude journal. It changes everything, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Dr. Tachi's in the house with us too. So, future focus, just practicing for the future. And Dr. Tachi's a dancer too.
Mm.
So,
Yes.
um, uh, you practice like you're going on stage. So we practice this life like we're going on stage, and how we're going to show up. And
I do not want people to underestimate that daily walk. I don't say,
mhm,
oh, everybody walks. No, everybody does not. And everybody does not walk the same distance or the
correct,
same pace. The thing about walking is that it will give you mobility, and it works every part of the body. So Guys, you may not be dancers or painters or musicians, but you need to take a walk.
Right. I have this YouTube video I want to show. Rika just put it in here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let me see. I'm gonna hit this. I don't want it to start playing right off the bat, which it did. And I need this in my thing, so I do not have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? Right here. Okay. Okay. So we're going to take a look at this, and I like the fact that Rika has visual cues or uh, things to remind you of where you're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so this Rika said she was 72 at the time when she did this. So I'm going to put this on. We're going to do that. Share my screen, and then we're going to do this. I got to Terry, you do this better than me, but I need to go. I got it. I'm practicing now.
Okay.
I just needed it to be full screen when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me know if you all can see that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go, people.
That was fun.
I feel like her swag is on another level. She's just like, do 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 do, because she was teaching the class, and then so they're like, "Come on, give us a little something, give us a little something." And so
Mm.
she's up there, so cool, teaching the youngins how she still get down. So I just love her, not just her movement, her ability to move, but her swag, her style,
Mm-hmm.
her essence. You know, she's full of life and she still is, even so many years later.
Okay, that was she was 72, and
Mm-hmm.
now that was 2016. 70, 18, 19, 22, 1, 2, 3. That's 7 years ago. So 72 plus 7.
79.
Mm. Dr. Tachi said that she loves Toni Basil. She's an amazing dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I love her. And then Mark says, that's me, both when I've had too much caffeine and when I can't find the caffeine.
Okay, Mark.
All right, Mark.
We'll see.
So we just wanted to remind you. She's 80 now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So we can determine our future, what our future selves are going to look like. And we don't have to be stuck to the status quo. So find your visual cues, find what moves you, and
Mm-hmm.
put it into play. Now, Rika has something coming up tomorrow, and I'm going to give her space to talk about that. Tell us what you got coming up.
Oh, thanks, Francine. It's actually is very kind of connects to this conversation, but more in regards to creating a body of work. So I have a lot of friends and colleagues I work with and work together with, collaborating with, and they're always like, "I'm gonna start." They're brilliant, they're generous, kind-hearted, have lots of wisdoms to share, and yet and still they kind of sit in fear and sit in procrastination around creating uh, practicing and playing in public and sharing their work in their heart space. So I decided I've actually worked with a lot of influencers and things like that to help um, just people connect with their body of work. And I see on the back end how important having your work out. When I say your work, meaning like not so much like your industry, like what you're trained for, necessarily, but what's on your heart, the message on your heart, the thing you have to share, the thing that's been deposited into you to share and to contribute to make things better, whatever that looks like for you, your world. I see on the back end how important that is to start when you start, like now. And so even before you have the spotlight, if you don't have the spotlight yet, or even in the midst of a spotlight, not being perfectionism, not yielding to perfectionism, but practicing and playing and collaborating and creating community over audience in public. And so with that, I'm doing a free workshop, and it's actually a work put your muscle in shop where we get stuff done, but it's a conversation about the different new platforms out that helps you create a body of work for free, for low cost. There's the one thing I've come into contact with is the too many choices equal indecision. And one of my mentors, Seth Godin, his quote says, you don't need more money, don't need more time, you don't need more education. You simply need to decide. And so helping people to decide what platform to use for what type of person. We're going to kind of go through pros and cons, look at the back end, what platform is best for writers, which platform is best for creators versus podcasters, things like that. And pros and cons for each platform, meaning like blogging, the newsletter, the email list, all combined in one. What systems are out, which ones are free, which ones are best for which people in what circumstances. And then once we decide, we're going to put some work into the game. So you'll have our creative team helping to help you get started and post your first post, or whether that is just getting an audit to what you're already doing, or whether it's your first post. We hope to help you invest in your future self by creating a work that matters out in the world, in the public, and inviting people to collaborate with you outside. So that's
Yes,
pretty much it. I can give you my link. Let's see.
I put the link in the chat,
Okay, nice.
and you all can copy and paste that link and go there. And I encourage you to sign up. It's going to be good. When in part of your email that you sent, you talked about how there's a difference between an email marketing campaign and there's a difference between an email campaign and blogging, and there's a difference between the three. And sometimes they all kind of get jumbled up, and we're like, oh, I don't know. And so we're going to get some clarity on that. Correct?
Yeah, and trying to simplify. I think I'm not sure which email you got, but the one I talked about yesterday I sent is really about make it simple. The best tool in the game is the one that you're going to use. And so if you can stop indecision, like analysis paralysis, and just find the simplest tool that's going to work to get your voice out, and also that satisfies your needs. We're going to kind of talk about like which one has the best for writers, who has the best platform for writers, who has the best for creators, and then just pushing publish and play. And nowadays there's no you're not jailed into one platform, so you can always, once you start using it, you can always switch jump tracks. And so don't let that hold you back, because even when you jump tracks, your audience won't even know like most times they can't tell where it's coming from, but it's just really the tools are there to help you to produce and to make it easy for yourself, so you're not dreading content creation, but you're actually enjoying it, and at the same time getting your words and your voice and the message that has been deposited into you out, shining your light where and how you need to. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna have questions. It's not gonna be a me talk like this. It's gonna be collaborative. It's gonna be interactive. It's gonna be fun. So
Cool. Thank
And
you
this
for. Go ahead, Terry.
and this is scheduled for tomorrow, correct?
tomorrow,
Okay. I
and we have
think
people. It's gonna be some global people from London and stuff. So I had to make it early,
okay,
10
so
10
let me
a.m.
see. Is this what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the email. That's Francine's email, right?
Yes, I
Yes.
received this email.
So it's 10 a.m. Let me see if we can pull up the one from within. It's 10 a.m. tomorrow. This is our email, Terry, but there's
Yeah.
one that has more detail. And
Okay.
Part of the button join the workshop is that link.
Let's
yeah,
try this. This will take us into butter.
join join the workshop. Does it take you to Butter? I thought it
Mhm.
took you somewhere else.
Well, when I press that button, this is where we
Oh,
go.
uh-oh. It's share your work. Let me put in the chat. Oh, it's right there. Share your work dot
Save your
jump.
seat.
No. Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
that's the one. Open it up. Yeah,
Okay, so do you want me to play this?
You don't
sure.
have to. It's just hi, Enrica here. I wanted to personally invite you to a free, what did I say? Yeah, free webinar, micro workshop to help you get your newsletter, blog slash email list system done. It's actually going to help you make the best decision that's for you, whether you're a writer, a creator, a podcaster. I'm going to kind of cover the pros and cons of all the platforms out, all the most popular platforms out. It also give you a chance to ask questions and get feedback on which platform is best for you. And as a bonus, if you want to say on the little workshop part towards the end, we'll also knock out getting your minimal viable platform up so you can stop thinking about it, so you can stop thinking about it and start producing and publishing and getting your work out. If this sounds good, join us. RSVP. It's going to be intentionally small so that way we can get the most value to the people who do show up. Um, yeah, I hope to see you there. Ask me questions if you have them. I'm happy to help. See you
Now
soon.
push the sign up for
Bye.
free button down there. Yeah.
That goes to
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Right here.
Right. So keep scroll, Terry, please.
hmm
You get a clear understanding of the differences between a newsletter, blog, and an email list. That's what I need. And we're going to be covering these different things.
hmm
Clear the confusion, demystify the process, choose an outreach system that works best for you. Keep going. Stop mulling, start shipping. Okay.
There we go.
All right. This is good. So I trust you all will take advantage of this complimentary workshop. If you got questions, feel free to reach out to us. Just click on the link and come on in and get your questions answered.
There you go.
This is a good conversation this morning. I didn't have
No,
coffee, I had water, but okay.
thanks for having me. I feel like it was a gem of a conversation, especially
Oh,
from the comments. You guys are
mhm.
dropping gems, and I would love to connect with you guys, whoever's in the comments, like in person, live. I want to see your face or even hear your voice. It's just good. I love collaboration. I call it collective wisdom. Like I
Mm,
like round tables, and so hearing the wisdom that's in the room is a joy for me at
Yes.
least.
Mark, Dr. Tachi and Mark always bring it.
mhm,
And then there's some other people watching too, but they're not saying anything. But that's okay.
mhm.
We love you and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you, everyone, for joining the conversation. Enrica, it is always a pleasure, and we always gain wisdom when you drop by. So
Right.
we
Dr.
thank you for
Tachi
that.
said she signed up for the webinar. Woohoo!
There you
I'm happy to
go.
see you tomorrow.
Yay. Whoa, this was good. So now you know that if you by chance are watching this and you are not a part of the BizChicks community, you can join in. Just text biz to 33777, or you can join bizchicks.net, and we'd be happy to have you just jump on in. We always bring information like this to help our people take the hassle out of their hustle so they can build a profitable business that's fun to run. So looking forward to tomorrow. TJ is coming in right before the workshop at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then the workshop is starting at 10. So you're going to have some fun tomorrow.
All right.
Appreciate you too, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, for all.
Yay. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Ooh, this is going to be special.
Bye bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Thank you again for all that you do and for stopping by.